Royal life used to be about strict rules, polished appearances, and quiet distance. Not anymore. William and Catherine are rewriting the script and breaking long-held traditions.
Change for good. And I embrace that and I enjoy that change. I don't fear it.
So, how are they doing it? And what does it mean for the future of the crown?
I want to create a world in which my son is proud of what we do.
Modern voice. First of all, Princess Catherine and Prince William have completely redefined how royals speak to the world.
I think it's safe to say that change is on my agenda.
Gone are the days when statements only came through formal palace channels or carefully choreographed press appearances. Now they balance tradition with modern, direct-to-public transparency. And it's changing everything we thought we knew about royal communication. Case in point, for his recent interview, the future king showed up on a scooter.
I'm always late, so I thought this was the way to keep my meetings on time.
But the most striking example of that shift came last year, when the Princess of Wales shared public health news that shocked the world. Rather than let tabloids spin rumours, she spoke for herself in a calm, personal, pre-recorded video filmed in Windsor.
But I've had a fantastic medical team who have taken great care of me, for which I'm so grateful.
Catherine delivered the message with honesty and grace, addressing both her diagnosis and the reason her family needed privacy. It was a massive shift, becoming one of the most watched royal messages of the decade. Because a princess talking openly about something so personal, that never happened before. And she did it in a way that was sincere, warm, and protective, especially of her kids. The impact was huge. It showed strength in vulnerability and made people feel like she trusted them enough to speak directly. William handled communication the exact same way.
Every family has its own difficulties and its own challenges.
Whenever he's asked about his wife, or anything family-related, the prince gives these short, steady little updates. Just enough to reassure people that everything's okay, but never enough to cross the line into private family business.
I think when you suddenly realise that the metaphorical rug can be pulled from under your feet quite quick at any point, it takes you into some pretty, not great places.
Another big change is how they manage their online presence. Yes, they still have official accounts, but every once in a while they drop something a little more personal. Birthday portraits Catherine takes herself, sweet behind-the-scenes moments from their visits and meetings, or candid shots from charity work. And by 2025, that approach became even clearer. Hands-on royal work. If there's one thing Catherine and William have made absolutely clear, it's this. Royal duty isn't about standing on balconies, it's about showing up. The Waleses have moved the monarchy away from simple ceremony and into real, hands-on engagement, a change you can see in almost every project they take on.
Are you sad for having
Yeah, sort of. Yeah.
My kid is very sad. We have to keep it big secret.
The couple doesn't just talk to officials, they engage with everyone: volunteers, children, paramedics, athletes, teachers and veterans. And when they visited Longmeadow Cider in Northern Ireland, the royals actually rolled up their sleeves and helped make potato apple bread.
Good. And you try to keep it into a circle.
A circle. Now you tell me.
Even at sports events, they're more than just spectators. Catherine jumped into rugby drills with the England women's team, and William stepped in to coach football with young players.
Football and my life has now come, very, very closely linked. And in the car here, I was just chatting about, we passed the Vasco da Gama Stadium.
This year, he took part in a charity polo match at the Guards Polo Club, wearing his player jersey and competing for a cause. Meanwhile, Princess Kate doesn't just visit charities, she fully immerses herself in them. At community gardens, she kneels in the dirt planting trees with kids. During early childhood centre visits, she sits cross-legged on the floor, talking to parents about real-life struggles. At baby banks, she sorts clothes side by side with volunteers. She also visits hospitals, checking in with staff and families in a way that feels genuinely personal, not staged. This grounded approach became even clearer when she launched her landmark Shaping Us initiative. Instead of a traditional royal campaign filled with formal speeches, she chose conversations. As joint president of the Scout Association, Kate is actively visiting groups across the UK. In April 2025, she was in the Lake District, helping scouts earn their naturalist badges. She also returned to the Foundling Museum, supporting children who have faced trauma and instability. And by November 2025, Catherine made her first major public speech in 2 years at the Future Workforce Summit. Her words centered on childhood development, business accountability, and the responsibility adults have in shaping the next generation.
The home should be the space where love, safety, and rhythm enable a child to thrive. A loving home ultimately teaches us how to love.
William's work has evolved significantly as well. As Prince of Wales, he's taken a far more practical, solution-driven approach than previous generations. Take the Earthshot Prize, one of the most ambitious environmental projects ever launched by a royal. It's designed to fund real-world innovations, clean energy solutions, waste reduction systems, coral reef restoration, climate tech. Ideas that can genuinely impact the planet's future. This year, he personally hosted the Blue Peter Earthshot competition winners at Windsor Castle, meeting the children behind these groundbreaking eco-projects.
There are people out there doing incredible things, but we don't hear about it.
He's also collaborated internationally with figures like Giselle Bündchen, bringing climate awareness campaigns to a global audience.
But when we first started talking about mental health in the UK, not one celebrity wanted to talk about mental health. Not one.
What's more, William and Catherine now function as a real leadership team. Royal experts agree they're making more joint appearances than ever before. I'm sure that whenever possible, they will perform joint engagements because they are the world's most glamorous royal couple. Plus, the King continues to delegate key roles to them. The Prince of Wales has taken over 2 major environmental patronages, Fauna and Flora International and the British Trust for Ornithology, roles previously held by more senior royals. Catherine became Royal Honorary Air Commodore of RAF Coningsby, consolidating a senior profile in royal military duties. Even their cultural appearances have a different vibe. When they attend red carpet events or concerts, the energy is warmer and more approachable. Remember when the two appeared at the Top Gun Maverick premiere? William joked with Tom Cruise, while Kate stunned in a sleek off-shoulder black gown, and the whole interaction felt fun, modern, and refreshingly unstiff. And now the whole world is talking about her adorable hugs with Jessie J at the Royal Variety performance.
For me, 2 mums that have gone through something similar this year that, you know, I just wanted to tell her that I think it's amazing that she's gone through it publicly as I have.
But we have even more examples of how Catherine and William are changing the monarchy without ever saying a word. Fashion as a message. If you think royal style is just about structured suits and predictable coat dresses, well, these royals are proving it can do way more than that. Clothes aren't just clothes anymore, they're also a form of communication.
We can all learn from that, you know, capsule wardrobes, elegance, nipped-in waist, nothing oversized, just perfect.
Catherine has mastered a modern royal language where every outfit sends a message, and honestly, she does it better than anyone who came before her. For example, this September, she went to open a school playground wearing wide-leg trousers and a soft pink blouse. Royals traditionally avoided trousers for official daytime events, especially senior female royals, but Catherine has made them a regular choice. She also shows up in sneakers, jeans, and simple knits. Plus, she regularly steps out in high street brands, pieces that sell out within minutes because people can actually afford them. And the princess repeats outfits all the time, not as a statement, but as a new standard. Like her re-wearing the white Alexander McQueen dress 3 times over the past few years. For a Buckingham Palace garden party this May, she wore a butter yellow Emilia Wickstead dress. She first debuted in 2022 during Queen Elizabeth II's Platinum Jubilee. During a visit to a community garden in Wales, Kate revisited a cropped tweed Ralph Lauren jacket, first seen in 2007. And one more interesting detail. For this year's French state visit, she wore Dior. Yes, a non-British fashion house. That would have been unimaginable a decade ago. Back then, royals stuck strictly to British designers to represent the nation. But Catherine knows fashion is diplomacy. And take her hair, for example. For years, she had that signature deep brunette blowout. Very royal, very safe. But recently, She surprised everyone by stepping out with a honey-toned look during her visit to the Natural History Museum. It was the blondest she has ever gone, and honestly, the internet went wild.
And I think this is just Kate saying to us, this is the new me. This is a new chapter in my life.
Even funnier? A few days later, she turned up to another event with her usual brunette shade again. And that's what makes it so different. Old school royals had a fixed image. Catherine is showing she doesn't have to stay frozen in time. And then there's William, who's quietly changing the image of royal men too. On the same outing with the blonde moment, he showed up in a simple blazer and dark trousers, nothing overly polished. The prince has loosened up the traditional royal uniform and has been photographed multiple times in open collars with no tie, even at semi-formal events. And yes, even his face broke tradition. When he first stepped out with that scruffy salt and pepper beard, it genuinely shocked people. But the reaction was overwhelmingly positive. Well, except from his daughter. Charlotte didn't like it the first time. I got floods of tears. The first one I got tears, so I had to shave it off. And then I grew it back. I thought, hang on a second, and I convinced her it was going to be okay. But he definitely embraced a more relaxed, relatable look that millennials and Gen Z loved. And this moment was enough to show he's willing to break those outdated appearance rules.
Does Catherine like it?
If she didn't like it, it wouldn't be there. I can tell you that.
And if there's one area where William and Catherine have truly rewritten the royal book, it's how they raise their children. Parenting shift. First, they've broken the old royal rule of children must be seen, not heard. Instead, they let George, Charlotte and Louis just be kids. Remember Louis at Trooping the Colour, waving, making faces, and asking Kate questions non-stop? In the past, that would have been a royal disaster. But Kate got down to his level, talked to him calmly, and helped him through the moment. And we see it every time the family appears together. That small gesture sent a huge message. Royal children don't need to be perfectly polished mini-adults anymore.
We choose to communicate a lot more with our children.
At school, the same thing applies. George and Charlotte attend Lambrook, and instead of being separated from everyone else like old royal heirs, they're fully integrated. Both parents regularly show up for school events as well. According to insiders, they're careful not to disrupt other families. Catherine and William attend sports days, school plays, and special matches, but always without turning them into a royal spectacle. The princess even has a WhatsApp group with other parents to stay connected. That's something the monarchy had never done before. William and Catherine are involved in every part of their children's daily lives. The prince has admitted many times that he wants to be a present father, heavily shaped by losing his mother, Diana, at a young age. In a recent interview, he said he and Kate split a lot of the school runs, though Kate probably handles the bulk of them.
Playdates, taxi driver, sports days, matches, playing in the garden where I can.
He also added that his kids still don't have phones or social media.
I think when George moves on to secondary school, then maybe he might have a phone that has no internet access.
But now how is he now?
He's 12.
And he has no phones?
No phones.
No way.
Besides, values are a massive part of how they raise their kids. Kate has said that kindness, honesty and respect are just as important as grades or sports. She believes emotional support is more effective than toys or trips. William echoes that too.
Explaining how they feel, why that's happening, give them other viewpoints as to why they might be feeling like they are. Sometimes helps give them a bigger picture and they can relax more into it rather than be really anxious about what are you hiding from me, what do I not know, why is that happening?
Unlike older generations who kept royal children mostly out of public entertainment spaces, William and Catherine let their kids experience life. They attend Wimbledon together, and Charlotte has become a particular fan, absorbing matches like a seasoned spectator. The family also made headlines for taking their kids to Taylor Swift's Eras Tour, where they danced in the crowd just like any other fans. For William and Catherine, these events are more than fun outings. They're lessons in balance, joy, and staying connected to the world outside the palace gates. And perhaps the clearest example of change. Just recently, William said he won't pressure George to be king. He wants him to choose the role for himself and truly understand it. That is a complete reversal of the way the monarchy used to operate.
I hope we don't go back to some of the practices in the past that Harry and I had to grow up in.
As we see, Catherine and William are quietly shaping the future of the monarchy, and all signs point to it being for the better. They combine tradition with modernity, public service with family life, and elegance with relatability. So, tell us, what do you admire most about this power couple? Is it their parenting style, their candid approach to the public, or their hands-on work? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories about the royals who are rewriting history right before our eyes.